Now, joining me on the show is the lovely Linda Lusardi. Hello.
Hiya, how you doing, Lou?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, good.
Now, Linda, you have worked on so many projects over the years, but for you, would you say that there's a certain project that stands out as the most exciting?
I think for the exciting factor, it would have to be Dancing on Ice. Just having that thrill every Saturday night, going out to millions of people live on ice was, I think, would have to say it was the most exciting, really.
But, I mean, how physically challenging was that experience?
Oh, it was the most physically challenging thing I've ever done in my life. We were on the ice maybe 4 or 5 hours a day, every day. And my fitness level was sort of average. I sort of went down the gym now and again, but not to the extent that you need the fitness you need for skating. So I did get extremely fit. But, it was hard on the body. You're constantly falling over, and ice is very hard, covered in bruises all the time. But, it was really rewarding, and it was a skill that, will be with me forever, although I think you do become rusty if you don't go enough.
I mean, each week having a panel of judges sit there and kind of tell you, give you criticism every week. I mean, how did you find that experience?
Well, I'm quite a big mouth, so I think quite difficult not to bite back, really, because I broke my foot in the second week of training, so I had 6 weeks training less than everyone else because I had like a Beckham boot on until the bone healed back together. So I broke a metatarsal and I ripped all the ligaments and everything. So I thought I wouldn't be able to compete at all, but they said, no, let's, go the 6 weeks and see how it goes. And so I did feel at a slight disadvantage some of the time. But so when I got onto the ice, live on the show, I hadn't really let go of Daniel's hand yet, because they said, look, whatever you do, don't let her fall during the training because we need her onto the live show, and so then you can let go of her hand. They didn't mind if I killed myself on camera.
But I mean, on the show, since the show, have you continued to ice skate?
I've been occasionally, but it's not the same as having, pure white ice that's been just, they call it a Zamboni, that's been completely cleaned and smooth and no other people on it, and with a professional swinging you around. Going around in a circle with a load of other people and teenagers barging at you, it isn't quite, quite as appealing.
Now, I mean, apart from Dancing on Ice, of course, you starred in one of the biggest soap operas in the UK, being Emmerdale. Now, how did this all come about? I mean, were you asked to audition, or did someone approach you to be on the show?
I was approached to see if I wanted to play Carrie Nichols, but I went up to Yorkshire and I did an audition and I did a screen test with some of the characters, and then luckily got the news that I got the part, but I was actually in pantomime in Plymouth at the time, so I was having to drive from Plymouth to Leeds on odd days to do filming because it overlapped a bit before the panto finished, so it was an absolute killer, really. But I'm so glad I did because I ended up staying there a year, and I loved every minute of it, apart from being a long way from home all the time.
I mean, the character you played as well was, a big character in the show. But what kind of response did you get from the public? I mean, when you're on a soap opera like Emmerdale, people they get really involved, don't they, into the characters' storylines, and they do take things to heart and stuff like that. So what kind of reception did you get from the public when you were walking down the street and stuff like that?
Well, like you say, they do talk to you like it's actually happening. So they sort of say, oh, tell that Jimmy where to go or whatever, or don't blame you for getting angry with him, and things like that. But it's weird because, my sort of face has been known to some people for a long, long time. So I get, sort of recognised now and again. But the minute you appear in a soap, the night it's gone out, the next day, everybody just sort of recognises you and talks to you, and it takes you twice as long to get your shopping.
And you just said before then that you were kind of doing pantomime and TV at the same time. But for you, would you say that you have a preference? Is there one of them that you prefer? Do you prefer the live performance in front of an audience every night, or do you prefer the TV side of things?
Do you know what? I prefer whichever I'm doing at the time. They both have their upsides and downsides, really. there's a great thrill to walk out in front of a live audience. You don't get that kind of thrill doing television. There's a lot of hanging about. But then you have something that's there forever when you do the telly, and you can watch it over and over again, where you can't with a live performance. So they both have ups and downs, but I love doing both, and they're both very different medias of entertainment,
Well, you do them both very well, if I say so myself.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, every woman's dream, it must be to have their own kind of makeup range or skincare range, to have their own label out there. And you do.
I do,
you have
yeah.
your, is it My Miracle?
My Miracle, and it is a miracle. I tell you, we did a year and a half in development, going back and forth to Switzerland to like the premiership of skincare product makers. And, we've got Edelweiss and Caviar and Glacier Water and just so many great things in that the range. So we've got night cream, day cream, eye serum, line lift serum, neck and décolleté cream. It's just a great range, and it is called My Miracle, and it is fabulous. And I've had it now for about 3 years, and it's just grown and grown and grown. And I sell it on the shopping channel. I sell it on Ideal World.
Now, I was reading reviews about the product, and so many people swear by this product. They say how like you said, it is a miracle and one of the best products that they've used out there. And people can go on to Ideal World, can't they? That's idealworld.tv /Lusardi. And you've got, like you said, so many different things that you can buy. You've got your Miracle Restore Eye Serum. You've got like a night cream, Miracle Recharge. Now, when you were coming up with these products, how long did it take in discussions and meetings and coming up with different products? Because you've got so many out there, it must have taken such a long time to.
It did. It took about a year and a half to finally get the formula that we've got now. And I was the guinea pig along with other ladies, and I'd send them back and forth. And every time it went back to be modified, it took another 3 months because it had to go right back to the beginning of testing, and because the manufacturers out there, the chemists, they're so strict. They're so stringent over there. The rules and everything in Switzerland. It's made at the same factory as La Prairie and Creme de la Mer and Bulgari, but it's about a tenth of the price because we just kept the profit margins down. I wanted a great product for me as well, that I wasn't paying £200 a pot like some of those ranges are. And I think we've, like the day cream, the night cream, they're about £29. So it's just roughly sort of a supermarket or chemist price, but you're getting a luxury product for that.
Now, what would you recommend? Because a lot of people out there, they do like to stay young, they like to look good. So you've got loads of products, but if you were to say 3 of them that you would recommend to use on a daily basis, what 3 would they be?
If you were just going to get 3, I'd probably say get the eye serum, the day cream, and the night cream.
And like you said, you've got loads of you've actually got a 7-piece caviar collection as well.
Yeah.
That people can buy, and that's all on idealworld.tv. Now, how excited do you get about having your own range? It must be surreal to be on the shopping channel and seeing your products sell.
It's great because also with Twitter and other things, you get the feedback. People actually talk to me and say, I've just bought it, I'll tell you how I get on. And so you can actually interact with the people that have bought it. And, we, as you said, most of the reviews, I think 90% of the reviews are 5-star reviews. It got the best cleansers and stuff for 2 years running at Ideal World, and I'm up against worldwide products that they have there, so it's a great testament to the product. It is all pure natural active ingredients, and caviars, jewel of the sea, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and it's just fantastic for the skin, along with Edelweiss, which is used in a lot of skincare medicines and for healing and calming and helping with dark circles, and it's just got everything you need, really. And I used to think, well, it can't do that much difference what you put on your skin, but it really does, because your skin's like a sponge. It doesn't stay on top of your skin. It does actually go into your skin, and it nourishes your skin and helps with the elasticity and those lines and everything else that we all hate seeing coming as we get older.
Well, it's good to see that the product's doing so well, but do you have any other kind of upcoming projects that you can tell us a little bit about?
Yeah, well, we're just actually going to Cardiff today for the press call for the Panto tomorrow, I'm fairy godmother in Cinderella this year at the New Theatre in Cardiff, along with my husband Sam Kane, who's directing the show and performing in the show, and we've got Lee Mead and Gareth. I wrote down his second name, Gareth Thomas. You know, they both.
Oh yes.
He's in the panto as well. So we've got a great cast. Really looking forward to it. And as I say, we'll meet them all today or tomorrow, and we'll have some nice pictures done, and it'll be all over the press tomorrow.
Well, Linda, it's exciting to see you back at pantomime. Good luck with the collection. I know it's doing very well. Like you said, you're getting 5-star ratings. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to get you on the show today.
Thank you, Lewis. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Take care.
And you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.